Hello, everyone, or at least my Math 950 class. I'm sure you've heard we're going online the rest of the semester. So my plan is to just record these short tutorials, lessons for you, and then I will be available, email, phone, whatever you need to help answer any questions. Just make sure that you log on to Canvas to look at announcements, assignments, and all the other important information. So we finished chapter 5, which was on ratios and proportions. So chapter 6 is about percents, which is really good because percents are really important. They're used in pretty much every aspect of life or whatever job you do. I'm sure uses percents somehow or some way. So let's just review what percents are, right? So if we had a square here that had 100 little squares, then, and I had 11 of these that were shaded, then the shaded portion would be described as 11 out of 100, right? So that's what it is as a fraction. 11 parts out of 100 parts are shaded. Or 0.11, which is 11 divided by 100 as a decimal. We could also say that 11% of the total parts are shaded, right? Because this symbol right here we know is percent, okay? Percents are always out of 100. So they're per 100 every time. So that's the nice thing about percents is they're always measured with the same denominator, or out of 100 parts. So if 52 out of 100 chickens are hens, then 52 per 100, that's another way to describe 52 out of 100, or 52 over 100 as a fraction, or 52% are hens. Those are all ways to represent the same ratio, but just different ways. And then if a person pays a tax of $9 on every $100, then the tax rate is $9 per 100, or 9 per 100 as a fraction, or since it's 9 out of 100, then that's 9%, because percents are always out of 100. Okay, so basically how to write a percent as a fraction is you just write whatever the percent number is over 100. And then the decimal is you just divide it by 100, because that's what the fraction is doing, is dividing that percent by 100. Okay, so write each percent as a decimal. So all you need to do, since 32% is 32 out of 100, then all you need to do is just divide 32 by 100. And we learned that the shortcut of that, when you are dividing or multiplying by a power of 10, all you need to do is move the decimal either to the left or right, whether you're multiplying or dividing. So 32 out of 100, well, with 32, the decimal is after the 2, right, or after the ones place. So if I divide it by 100, I'm going to move it 2 places to the left, because there are 2 zeros. So I'm dividing it by 100, so then that will become 0.32. Okay, or if in your calculator you actually did 32 divided by 100, then it will also show you 0.32. But it's much easier just to do the shortcut, because we don't need a calculator for this because we're smart, right? So 78%, same thing, it's just 78 out of 100, or I'm going to move the decimal 2 places to the left. So then it will be 0.78. All right. And then 93.4%. Remember, that's out of 100, so I'm going to divide by 100 or move the decimal 2 places to the left. Oops, go away. So then that should just be 0.934. And then same with 200%. So this one is a little bit different because 200 is greater than 100. So it might look kind of weird, but 200 out of 100 parts, or 200%, is the same thing as moving, sorry, my computer's a little slow, moving the decimal 2 places to the left from that. So that would be just the number 2 would be the same as 200% because it's actually 2 times that amount. So all you have to do is just move 2 places to the left. I'm going to go, that's your left, right? Let's hope so. Okay, moving on. If my PowerPoint will move on. Maybe not. All right. Okay, sorry about that. So now we are going to talk about writing the decimal as a percent. So we're going to reverse the order that we just learned. So all you need to do is just multiply by 100 instead of dividing by 100. And then you just add the percent symbol. Remember, when you multiply by 100, you just move it 2 places to the right. When we divide, we move it to the left. Okay? So let's look at some examples after I answer this phone call. Give me 1 second. All right, sorry about that. So yeah, we're gonna go from writing a decimal as a percent. So now we're gonna multiply by 100 or move the decimal 2 places to the right. So if we just go 2 places to the right, then that will be 26% is what 0.26 is as a percent. And then 0.376, if we go, let me get a, sorry, trying to get a thinner pen here. Oh my gosh. So then we go 2 places to the right. So then that will be 37.6%. We multiply that by 100. Okay, and then, well, ignore that. Same thing here, making this a percent, we're gonna go 2 places to the right. So that'll be 183%. Okay, 3.4, we're gonna go 2 places to the right, except here we're gonna add a 0. So then that'll be 340%. And then this 5, if you think of 5 has the decimal after the ones place, so just right behind it. So if we multiply by 100, just means we're going to add 2 zeros, so that'll be 500%. Okay, so that's how you go from percent to decimals or vice versa. So this is saying if you have 100% of something, that means you're having the entire thing, right? So if I say 100% of the 18 people attended the meeting last week, that means all 18 attended, right? 18 for 18. So 100% of 24 people means that will be all of it, right? So that'll be all of the 24 people. So that will be just 24. So that's the entire thing. 200%, if you think of, well, what's 200% as a decimal? Well, if I divide it by 100, it would be 2. So it's the same thing as just going 2 times 25. Because 200% is 2 100%, and 100% is 25. So we're going to multiply 25 twice. Okay, so that's why it will be $50 because it's twice of the whole. And then 300% of 12 animals. So 300% is 3 times the entire group, right? So if 100% is 12, then 12 times 3 is 36. So that's what would be 300%. So hopefully this lesson will help you on your homework for 6.1. Thanks for watching.